Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 5, Episode 4. So let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens with Gizelle. She is in a dance, exercise class with her oldest girl. She says that she likes to have these bonding moments with her daughters, especially with everything that's going on with Pastor Jamal. So, she's doing the appropriate, embarrassing things that a mother does to their teenage child. A little too much, a little too off, a little too awkward, a little too corny. But, we get a good little giggle about it. After the class is over, Gizelle and her daughter sit down. They're going to have a discussion. And all of a sudden, the class comes back in the room. I guess the producer's like, no, we need some background. The daughter was like, why are they coming back in here? She's like, oh, they're going to be stretching. But anyway, between me and you, what did you think about the boat dinner date the other night? She was like, it was fine. She was like, are you annoyed with me? No. You annoyed with your daddy? No. Are you annoyed with the both of us? The daughter kind of doesn't answer so quickly, and then she just says no. But it's clear that her mama and her daddy them both got on her damn nerves. Gizelle says that she knows that it's a time of adjustment, but, she loves her. And that's all that matters. Now, later on, Gizelle has her boy Cal come over. That is the guy that does her hair, or does her wigs or whatever, or maybe both, I suppose. And she's showing him around the house, okay? And listen, nobody is ever going to accuse Gizelle of fake staging the house. That shit is lived in. I mean, it's nice. Okay, when she showed him the bathroom, I was like, girl, you ain't trying to get your cute little, go to Big Lots and get you some cute little candles to put in the corner. I mean, we got Noxzema and we got fucking witch hazel and all kind of other shit around. I said, girl, you ain't nobody gonna accuse you of trying to make sure your house is spick and span. She's talking to Cal about the situation with the girls and Jamal. She's telling them how the girls are seeing Jamal from, a kid's perspective and not really seeing the whole full picture that Gizelle and Jamal love each other. She doesn't understand why the kids love Sherman so much, but they can't forgive their dad for some shit that he's done. And Jamal was like, Cal was like, listen, it's not the same. First of all, you're the one that put it out there. I mean, everybody already knew, but I didn't know. I admit I didn't know much about them before this show. But you got on the show and said that the nigga was a cheater. Okay, cheater, pumpkin eater. Everybody knew about the scandal that lived up that way, especially that he had fathered a child outside of the marriage and all of that. So it was already well documented. So the girls from the very early age, they know that they daddy ain't shit when it came to stuff like this. Now, it's not their fault that, now 12 years later, you see Jamal in a different light. Maybe he is a changed man, okay? But the girls are just going by what the experience has been thus far. Basically, bottom line is they're entitled to feel if they want to feel. But I mean, if you and Jamal truly love each other, if this thing is real, if you guys are really trying to fight it through and make sure that you guys are a couple and that this is a family again, then you guys lead with love and eventually they will see that, okay? But if it's some bullshit like what these girls look like they think, then they gonna see that too. Give them the chance to try to forgive their father because it's different than any other man disappointing their mother. And if it's all legit, then you guys lead with love and everything will fall into place. Okay, so I was like, good advice, Cal. I'm sure Gizelle knows that. She always acting like she don't know shit. All right, you guys, so let's jump over to the Grand Dame. She is at her house, and Matt is still around. Her assistant, the strange one. He's still odd to me, but he definitely is loyal. Karen is excited. This is the first party that I've had at my house for 3 years. So it's going to be a stone cold groove, you guys. Karen is excited about it. She got all of these plans. She got a videographer coming over because she wants that person to record. I'm going record what? Oh, you guys, she's got like a town crier or a jester or whatever you want to call it. This man comes out the back. He is going to make the announcement about this party. I still was like, what is this? Karen, I'm hoping that this homecoming party helps me and Ray know that we have what it takes to make it through. I still don't understand what the town crier is there for, but who has these ideas? Who comes up with these things? They be so weird, you guys. If there's ever an excuse to send a huge invitation saying that the Hugers are back, that damn Karen is so happy to be back in Potomac, I know something. Now, you guys, let's jump over to Wendy. So we see Wendy at the park with her boys. Seems that she is meeting Robin out there with her boys. Now, Robin's boys are a little bit older, but it's not too big of a difference. Between the youngest of Robin's and the oldest of Wendy. So, you know, kids will make it work. And Robin says that she just met Wendy, but Wendy is her girl. Okay, they got a lot in common. I was just like, oh yeah. You know, they sit down, you know, Wendy, she looked like she's all soccer mommed out. When the boys go off to play, you know, Robin was like, oh, I'm gonna make this ghetto. You know, I brought some libations. Wendy was just like, me too, girl. Like, she was looking like she was about to pull out her green tea or some smoothie that she got from Nature's Blend. Robin was just like, I got margaritas. And she hands one to Wendy. You just see Wendy's face. She was just like, oh, margaritas with the kids at the park. I'm a political commentator. I'm a doctor. I am a teacher. I cannot be out here like this. But she was just like, oh, okay. I was like, Robin, girl, did you even catch that yourself? Anyway, Robin is really there to get information out of Wendy. I feel like Robin is the lamb who's been sent to grill her and see what she feels so she can report it back to Gizelle. That's all this is about. Wendy says, oh yeah, Candace, yeah, you know, I really like her. But, you know, when I came in, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? It just seems like everybody is jumping on her. I mean, you know, if it's a whole bunch of people, more than 3 people coming at you for any reason, you feel ganged up on Robin. You know that. Oh, Robin's not going to agree with that. Because that would be going against the green-eyed monster that is her boss. What did Candace say about us? She was just like, oh, you know, Candace said that Gizelle was sort of like the monster. Okay, now when Candace said that about Gizelle, she was joking. Or she wasn't, I mean, you know, she was just kind of saying it like, oh, yeah, I mean, I call her the green-eyed monster. Gizelle has a way of hazing the women. All the stuff that Candace said about Gizelle. I mean, even Gizelle would admit that on a regular day. When Wendy said, oh yeah, she's just said that she's sort of like the monster, you know, Robin made sure she ticked that off in her brain. She said that Karen was straight, you know, even though Wendy realizes that Karen shades her or, you know, kind of is standoffish with her. So Wendy has peeped the game on Karen. And then she said, yeah, she doesn't really like Ashley at all. I said, girl, you didn't put a mouthful up to Robin, honey, because she gonna run tell that. Remember, her and Ashley had agreed that they would sit down and talk about their differences, sans the girls. All right, so now is that moment. Candace is meeting her for lunch. Ashley gets there with the baby. Okay, Candace does say that the baby looks like Michael, but he's starting to look like Ashley. The baby is cute, you guys. That baby is cute. I've seen him, you know. All babies a little strange at the beginning, and then they grow into they look, so it's okay. Did you guys see when Candace walked up to the baby and he was in his stroller and she reached for his foot? I said, see, that's what black people do. I'm trying to tell y'all what we do. Anyways, when they finally sit down, get settled and everything, Candace says, you know, thank you for coming out the other day when I ran out. You know, you kept me from going out into the street. The peanut gallery, that is the girls, make shit tough, you know, when you're trying to have a conversation. And Ashley says, well, not even thinking about the girls, you know, the things that you said on Twitter was very upsetting. And that's all that Ashley is mad about. Candace said, look, Ashley, when you and I were going back and forth, I mean, you were engaging as well. And Ashley says, yeah, I know that. And then I stopped because I was having a baby. Candace was like, well, I didn't know that. And how would somebody know that unless you announce, okay, I am stopping said argument because I am about to go into labor? You guys are in 2 separate places. You guys are knee deep in a fucking argument on Twitter, so she wouldn't know that. So I'll give her that. But, you know, Candace does admit, you know, maybe she was doing too much. Maybe she did say some things that she wished she didn't say. She's woman enough to admit that. After Ashley and her kind of go back and forth a little bit, Ashley's still trying to make her realize that she doesn't accept some of the things that she does. And Candace says, yeah, she's going to work on it. Ashley finally gives in and says, you know what? If we're going to move forward, then I'm going to accept the apology. You know, nobody gets anywhere unless somebody says that's okay. I will accept your apology. So that's what she's done. So we move on from there. But Candace still tells Ashley, like, I still didn't know about Monique being that mad about Charisse being around. You know, if I had known that the beef was that strong, I wouldn't have even invited her. Okay. Candace's whole thing is that she spoke to Monique all week. Charisse name never came up. She didn't say anything about Charisse. Okay, then Ashley even confirms that while they were there at the party, they were fine. They even show a picture where Candace and Monique and Charisse are standing next to each other. Listen, if I'm this mad at this bitch, I don't even want to stand next to her. She can be in the picture, but I'm gonna be on the other end. Okay, so she was just like, they were fine there. And that's Candace's whole argument is Monique acts like she's fine in front of the girls. She acts like she's fine when she's just talking to me. But then when she gets with the other girls without me, then she's mad at me for being friends with Charisse. It's like, which way is she going to be? And so I'm starting to see what Candace is talking about. And I was just like, oh, Monique, why you not keeping the same energy, girl? I still get that she might be mad at Charisse. That's not my issue. My issue is that Gizelle, who just keeps on really being the one that keeps spreading this rumor about you and your trainer, you fine with Gizelle. You mad at Candace for something that, Candace already said to her. I wouldn't even invited her if you would have just been like, why you invite that hoe? Don't have her around me. That could have been an easy conversation. So, I'm starting to see what Candace is talking about. So while they're sitting there talking, a video comes through. It's from Karen. And like I said, she's got this damn jester, town crier, whatever he is. He's singing a song about inviting them to a party that she's having, a welcome back to Potomac party. And all the girls are watching it, not only Candace and Ashley, laughing at the shit. We see Gizelle, who's watching it. We see Wendy, who's watching it. And everybody is just like, what the fuck is this? When the video's over and everybody gets a good kiki about it, Gizelle calls Robin. Robin's getting her eyelashes done. Okay, so Gizelle was like, did you see the video? And Robin was just like, she taking this whole return to Potomac a little too serious. She's too excited about this. Oh yeah, girl, I went out with Wendy the other day. We got boys that are around the same ages. And Robin just gets a kick out of Wendy. She thought it was so funny that she was able to pick up that Karen and Uncle Jessup aren't having sex. But anyway, boss, get your notes out. Let me report what I found out. Wendy tells me that Candace told her that you were a monster. Okay, oh Lord. Well, you can't say nothing about Gizelle. And Gizelle find out, second, third, or fourth hand in this case. Gizelle was just like, I'm a monster, and she said all that shit about me in Twitter. I said, girl, compared to what she said about Ashley, that shit was light work, what she said about you. But Giselle's just so upset. Oh, she wants a mean monster. She wants a bad bitch. Okay, I can definitely give her that. I said, we know that you can. So Candace is going to be on the hot plate this season, child. She better be strong. These girls got it out for her. It's definitely her year. Later on, we see Candace out with Chris, and they're having a picnic. They're having the kids discussion once again. He was like, I don't even see why you so nervous about it. You'd be fine with my kids, and you don't have any problems. So why don't you feel like you could do that with your own? Is it because you can give them back? And she was like, that's part of it. She's like, but the other part is it just took her about 30 years to get to a good place with her mother, and she doesn't want to be that same person. She doesn't want to have that same relationship with her own kids. Well, girl, prove it wrong. Make the decision to be a better parent. Anyway, she tells him about the lunch that she had with Ashley the other day, and that they're in a good space right now, that they've agreed to move on from where they had been. And he said, well, that's progress. She says that she wants it to be like that with all the girls. She doesn't want to have to be fighting this whole season. And he says, well, you know what? You just talk to the girls individually. That seems to be where you get the most out of the conversation. But I was just like, oh, Chris, now these girls don't do shit individually. This group is all for one and one for all. Okay, it's all or nothing with them. And Candace, I'm sure, knows that. Now, you guys, let's jump over to Monique. So, Monique's story is always the same every season. She's so exhausted. She is a busy mom. She's not for lazy moms, you guys. It's her 3 kids, it's her husband, and now it's T'Challa. All right. So, yeah, she's busy, busy, busy. At the end of the day, she's so exhausted. Okay, she's got to get the kids together, put grease in their hair, tie their hair up, make sure that, all the things that mama do at night. All right, so she puts the 2 kids to bed, and then she and Chris are going to go downstairs and have a nice little, just a the two of them night, except that Chase won't go to sleep, so it's gonna be 3 of them. But you can talk in front of Chase. He's a baby. He don't know nothing. So they put him in his little bouncer chair, and Chris pours her a glass of wine, and she was just like, oh, this is nice, baby. Well, where's my dinner? I remember when I was pregnant, you used to fix my plate for me. He was like, yeah, and I remember you used to cook too. You don't do that no more. I was just like, uh-oh. She was just like, well, the whole thing with Monique is she's feeling like, she just caters to Chris all the time. She does everything for him, so much so that even when he goes out of town, she has everything set up for him so that he can actually take a nap when he's gone. She just would like that same, she'd like that same courtesy. And he was like, well, set your own self up. I mean, I'm paying for it. She was like, really, Chris? Why I gotta set it up when I just told you I set it up for you? I said, because that's how you've always been for your man. And see, this is the whole thing. We prepare our men to be a certain way, and then when we get tired of that shit, we don't understand why the man don't understand why it's changing. She was just like, I just want us to, I be setting up our dates when we gotta go out. It'd be so nice if you just be like, babe, get dressed. I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna treat you, and she's just telling him that she needs that. Chris is sitting there listening to her. He's got a couple of little cute little smart comebacks, but he seems to love his wife, so maybe he'll do something for her. Now, let's jump over to Miss Karen. So 3 days before the party, she says, I'm looking forward to igniting this love passion with Jessup. Yeah, she's trying to get everything prepared, tell her group, her team, what she wants, what she doesn't want, and all of that. So it's the big day, right? She's making sure that everything is good around the house. She looks great in her black sequin dress, it was a little mini dress. Karen looks great for however old she is. Putting some of these young girls to shame, honey. Uncle Jessup comes on down. Are we ready for this whole thing? Yep, we are. Okay, when Uncle Jessup opens the door, there's a whole bunch of niggas at the door. I was like, did the bus drop them off? They was all standing at that door like, it's hot out here. Can you let us in, please? Uncle Jeff was like, oh, everybody's here. He's shaking everybody's hand. He's hugging people. Everybody is coming in. Karen, it's good to see you. Good to see you. All of that. Jessup's friends are there as well. So, Karen is feeling pretty good about it's not just supposedly about her. The first of the girls, the group, get there is Gizelle. Gizelle comes in a really cute little romperish, she likes to wear romper style dresses. Little mini thing. It would have been so much cuter with sandals and these high ass black boots. I was just like, that girl just be off just a little bit. When Karen sees her, she was just like, where is your significant other? Where's Jamal? And Gizelle was just like, girl, he gotta preach tomorrow. He's in Atlanta. She doesn't want to bring Jamal around because she knows that she will have to answer for her past. But it doesn't matter because everybody still talks about it behind her back. So I'm just like, girl, live in your truth. Gizelle was just like, girl, I didn't even know that this was a Karen and Jessup party. She never said it was a Huger party. And Uncle Jessup was like, whose name is it though? So the rest of the girls start getting there. Ashley gets there next. She's actually looks good. She's had the baby. She's already small frame. So I didn't figure that it would take her too long to get back down. Maybe a little teeny pot, but that's normal. Okay, it's perfectly fine. She looks great. Her hair is straightened. Couldn't tell if that was her hair, if it was a wig. What was it, you guys? It was real far back. I was just like, anyway. But remind me of when my wigs would slide back. When she gets there and they were like, well, where's Michael? And she says, Michael's at home with the baby. Michael was like, I ain't coming up in this damn party with you people. Micah's gonna stay away, far, far away. Then we see Wendy and her husband. Okay, Wendy ain't been around long enough to know to leave him home. So everybody's greeting each other. Hey, 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 hey. Karen's hugging everybody. Her girls is finally getting there. Now, Gizelle kind of pulls Ashley to the side, and Gizelle couldn't wait to tell Ashley. Okay, she was just like, guess what? Wendy went out with Robin the other day, and Robin told me that Wendy said that Candace told her that I was a monster. All these damn he said, she said. Bitch, why you got to go through all this? You could have just been like, Candace, did you call me a monster? Why? But oh no, that's not how Gizelle acts. She loves the antics of the middle schooler. Okay, so she's telling her all this as Candace is arriving. Okay, Candace is looking around for Karen, and Ashley was just like, oh, okay. She says, well, me and Candace went out the other day, and she apologized pretty much for the things that she said. And Gizelle was like, oh, really? And how did you feel about that? Okay, Gizelle is counting on the old Ashley The Ashley this season, maybe it's because she's a new mom and she just don't really have the energy for it right now, but she ain't trying to be a part of that shit. She says, well, you know what, Gizelle, if anybody ever expects to move forward, I'm just going to have to choose to accept her apology. So Ashley shut that shit down, and Gizelle was just like, oh, okay. Well, now she knows that she can't count on Ashley to be, you know, a part of her rah-rah squad. Candace finds Karen. She gives her a hug. She comes on in. She greets everybody. Okay, we see Monique and Chris. He comes because he has to, otherwise it looks like that she's fucking around on Chris or vice versa. It's a method to these people's madness, you guys. So anyway, they're all together. Karen is happy her girls are there, and she was just like, wait a minute, one of our posse is missing. Oh, that would be Robin, but you guys know Robin is always late. But Robin has a reason this time. Robin thought it would be cute to bring some pizzas, okay, as a homecoming gift, like how she did before. So she comes in with her 3 pizzas, she's eating it, you know, and when Karen, she was just like, oh Lord. I said, girl, not this witchy poo laugh that you just did. She thought it was so funny. She said that she would have probably had an attitude before, but now the shit is, you know, it was cute. Robin comes in there and she's pointing out to Uncle Jessup that everything around there is just K's, you know, when they got the little wine plugs, there's a K on top. Why are there no J's? And Uncle Jessup was just like, look, Robin, she just told me she was having a party. That's all Uncle Jessup knows. So the party is clearly for Karen. But whatever. Now that Candace is there with Gizelle, you know, Candace has already made up in her mind that she better try to address this situation with Gizelle before it gets bigger. I was just like, girl, it's too late. Robin didn't already got to her. So anyway, Candace pulls her to the side and she tells her, look, I want to just apologize for being kind of mean in the tweet. Maybe she shouldn't have said what she said. She realizes that Gizelle's feelings might have been hurt about that. So she apologizes for that. I said, girl, it should just be that easy, shouldn't it? But it's not when it comes to the green-eyed monster. She was just like, oh, no, don't you think that you're going to be able to electric slide yourself through this apology? Oh, no, honey, you got a whole bunch of other explaining that you're going to need to do. And Gizelle is not in the business of letting her off the hook. Gizelle's going to make the shit 10 times harder for her. So she says, Robin told me that you told Wendy that I was a mean monster, that I was just like the worst person in the world. And first of all, Candace didn't say it like that. Candace is just like, what? She's like, well, did you say that? And she says, I mean, I might have said that, but I mean, I didn't mean it maliciously. There was no malintent behind it. And Gizelle was like, oh, yes, you did. I believe that you meant it to be mean and nasty. And it's immature and it's not right. And I was like, no, you're fucking immature. You fussing at this girl for saying what the fuck you are. So even though Candace does admit that she probably did say it, but she didn't mean it that way. Okay, we could roll the fucking tape, but of course we're not going to do that. You know, Gizelle is in her feelings. She said, well, from this point on, she doesn't want to have anything to do. She don't want to play on the playground with you no more. Huh. And Candace was just like, okay, fine, but let me reiterate that I did not mean it that way. All right. So now Gizelle has found something else to be mad about. Bitch, go be mad. But anyway, back to the girls. They're all sitting around. Wendy does peep how dismissive Karen is being. I was just like, I hope they're not trying to brew up a bad relationship between Wendy and Karen, because Karen is my girl and I like Wendy. So I'm hoping that we're not going to have that kind of energy between the two of them. It's unnecessary, you guys. While they're sitting around talking, though, Ashley brings up that they have a babysitter that lives in the building, that comes and watches the baby sometime. And, you know, they was just like, girl, don't be having no young-ass girl around your man and your baby in your house. Are you crazy? You know, Karen was just like, I have to agree with Wendy. You know, don't have any youngin' around your man. And Monique was like, girl, please, I wouldn't have a problem with it, because look at all this he got. Hell, I ain't scared. Bring the bitch in. I said, don't eat those words, Monique. Too much scrutiny on your marriage right now anyway. So they're talking about the kids and whatnot and being mothers, and Karen is talking about how she and Uncle Jessup just don't have those kind of problems anymore. You know, me and Uncle Jessup before, you know, we focused on the kids, but now that the kids are gone, Uncle Jessup is ready to pack it up and move to Florida, and I get it. But I'm just like, I'm back in Potomac and I'm just getting my second win. Like, I'm not ready to go. And Jessup was like, aren't we moving to Florida? Not while they got this show, Uncle Jessup. You might as well hunker down, baby. That girl is not, you really ain't gonna be able to pull her away from Potomac now. Anyways, the DJ or whoever they got there, he gets on the mic and he tells everybody he wants them to go to a different area. So they all walk to this other area, and they got the spotlight on the door, and Karen comes out in her hot pink suit with her big, you know, big ass hat, like, you know, Beyonce. And she's doing the whole, you know how Beyonce with the hat going down and up and down and up. And everybody is laughing like, oh, you know, I thought she looked nice. I mean, pink is, you know, obnoxious or whatever, but I think she meant it to be that way. And what's a little fun here? You know, Robin, she looks like Barney. She looks like Pepto-Bismol, okay? That damn Karen looks good. Maybe we could have changed the color, but don't go there. Gizelle was just like, she just can't understand why she would come out without Uncle Jessup. Like, this is supposed to be for the both of them. If she gonna be Beyonce, then, you know, well, Uncle Jessup can't be Jay. I was like, well, maybe he can. Shit. But anyway, I mean, it was a good little kiki, but they was trying to, I mean, they was doing too much. Let this woman have fun at her fucking party if that's what she want to do. Everybody seemed to be enjoying themselves, you know, and Karen especially. It comes a point in the night, though, where she's just like, where is Uncle Jessup? Where is he? Uncle Jessup is seen going up the stairs. He going to night-night. It's past his bedtime. Oh, I tell you, this season is going to be tiring. They are determined to be mad at Candace at any cost. And I mean, that's what they do on these shows. So, I mean, I get it. But you clearly can't apologize and move on when people are just refusing to move on. And Gizelle, this is exactly what she needs. She loves this kind of confrontation and this kind of drama. And so even though the girl trying to say sorry about what she did on the tweets, now you're going to be mad at her because some shit that she said to Wendy. And when we see it on the reunion, you're going to realize that it wasn't even nothing like that. You know, so it's just like, I'm telling you, Candace, girl, you better be ready. It is going to be a long fucking season for you. I have a feeling that Monique is not going to come out looking great by the end of this season. And that's too bad because she's been a fan favorite. But I feel like Monique is just really mad at the wrong people or at wrong times or something, because she's mad at Candace for being friends with Charisse, but you're not mad at Gizelle for spreading the shit, you know? It doesn't make sense. For the life of me, I can't understand why Monique is this mad at Candace. It just makes no sense to me. Maybe it'll make more sense as the season goes on, but right now, it doesn't. But anyway, you guys, I'm gonna get off of here, go get this edited, and up to you guys. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox, channel Sports Rocks. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.